Anyway, I was blabbering. So this is going to be the card for everyone that popped out. This is virtue, okay? And this is the Three of Wands. This is the Sun in Aries. So this is talking about identity also. It's also talking about what your abilities are and what you're able to create and what you can actually see that's coming into form actively in your life, right? You can see it playing out. It is something that's under construction or something that's kind of like underway, undergoing, right? This is also kind of like expecting something to transition or something to be birthed into, creation. It could even just be something that you were saving. You know what I mean? You could be actively trying to save something, save yourself or something like that. I don't even know why I'm saying that. Okay, I'm going to continue with this card. The threes are talking about multiplicity, right? And the third house is Gemini. So this has to do with active communication, right? Maybe actively communicating what it is that you want, because the Sun and Aries both want things. You know what I mean? They come from a very strong willpower. So you might be having a sense of willpower and creation. And that is what is bringing you virtue. You understand what this creative process is. You understand that time is, of the essence, right? And it's almost like things are going to happen quickly, and you're going to be very interested in whatever it is that's going to be provided for you. It's like the Three of Wands definitely talks about something that's being provided for you, or it's the reflection of something, right? Whatever is being provided to you, you sort of reflects how you were proactive in initiating it, and whatever you were capable of doing, that's the energy that you're going to get back. Okay. Aries, your card for the first week of September is Three of Pentacles. This is Mars and Capricorn, okay? Mars has the ability, and Capricorn definitely has the effort, and they both have the will. So this is actually bringing something into formation, right? You might be providing some level of work to a situation that you're trying to process and see something through, right? Like this is relating to that Three of Wands, right? For you, Aries, definitely. These are both your cards. So there's some things that are in the works. You feel like very principled in whatever you are putting your efforts towards. You know what I mean? You're doing it with much enthusiasm, and you're doing it with the positive sense of ego, because Mars is a very constructive energy in Capricorn, or Capricorn is a very constructive energy for Mars. So we're putting this to good use, this energy that you're dealing with, right? These situations and these games. Taurus, this is your card for the first week of September. I'm using the Urban Tarot deck. Wow, you got a 6, so this is also a good number for you. This is the 6 of Wands. This is a fixed energy. It's Jupiter in Leo, so you could be seeing something expand. You could be seeing something in your heart, maybe like how you feel about someone or how you feel about something, maybe a creative passion that you might have. You might be ready to put more energy into some kind of passion that you have, more consistently, because the sixes do talk about consistency, and consistency that is actually going to get you to the victory, right? It's practice makes perfect, and it's also, there's a level of skill here as well that is being celebrated for you. You're seeing like, your actions really pay off with the 6 here, and it's saying that, you're going to be able to feel good about doing more from this, right? Because the sixes are like a duplication of multiplicity, right? So you can keep going and going and going. It's the endurance. Gemini, this is your card. You got the Princess of Cups, the costume designer. This is the Page of Cups. So this is talking about your creativity, right? What you're able to produce and what you're able to feel, right? How can you bring those things together? Thoughts and feelings, and put those into some sort of like creative action, or some kind of like developmental stage that is actually going to produce something of satisfactory in the end, right? Because it is talking about, chopping things up and putting things together to formulate something so that we can see it, right? That's more like Virgo energy, but Mercury is actually in your 7th house right now of Virgo, so this could be talking about relationships for you. Gemini, you could be feeling very differently. You could be feeling sensitive emotionally. You could be feeling a little bit confused, but this is probably for good reason, to kind of clear some things up emotionally for you. Cancer, this is your card for the first week of September. I'm in Central Park, by the way, by the tennis courts. Whoa, Cancer, this is good. Venus and Cancer for you. This is the Two of Cups, so this is talking about reflecting, on a feeling that you might have about someone else, or you could be reflecting on one of your feelings, you know what I mean? You could be looking at yourself, seeing how you are faring in whatever emotional state you are in, or this could just be you wanting to share more with someone, an intimate relationship, one of romance, and one of actual pure feeling, right? So Cancer, I don't know, maybe you're putting two and two together, and maybe you're understanding that someone might actually even like you, or you might be showing your affection, or they're showing their affection. This is kind of like a flirty energy because Venus does rule Libra, and Libras are known to be very flirty, and Venus also rules Taurus, which is the second house. So this is talking about feeling sensual and being sensual. Something's going to be revealed through this feeling and communication of feeling. Leo, this is going to be your card for the first week of September. You got the Gourmet Chef. This is the Knight of Discs. So this is Virgo energy. This is talking about feeling intimidated about a process, right, that you might be approaching, or you might be feeling something slowly approach, right? And it's kind of like time is very important, and it is of the essence here. Definitely with that Three of Wands that came up as a 3. That's a house that Mercury rules, and Mercury would also rule this card, being that it is a mutable earth. This is talking about being able to chop things up and change things and put them around and make them into something else. This is the Jenga tower that falls, and then you begin to rebuild it in a different way, or maybe even in the same way. You're just on a different, turf, or different ground, or something like that. So this does talk about a change in earth and activity, right? Money changing, and also places, because this is travel. Virgo, Leo got your card. Let's see. You got Leo's card. You got the Strength card. Okay, Virgo. So you could be dealing with a Leo for sure, or you could be dealing with a situation that might need you to understand where your skill set might need to be exercised, right? Or whatever your abilities are. You may not even have to try that hard. This does talk about a level of finesse and prowess, right? Physical prowess as well. This is kind of like knowing that you can get what you want and not have to push too much for it, right? This is also just really taking a level of care for one's loved ones, and also for your pets or whatnot. This does talk about ups and downs and being able to handle those. This card does talk about power, and it also talks about how you deal with weaknesses and how you deal with your weak points as well. Libra, this is your card for the first week of September. Oh, you got the Ten of Wands. This is talking about, oppression, right? So this is Saturn and Sagittarius. This is also talking about time and the amount of effort and time you may put into something, or you might just be feeling physically exhausted. You might have you might have too much on your plate. You may not even be getting enough sleep, right? This is also kind of just feeling a little bit worn down, maybe. Maybe you're feeling a little worn down by work, or maybe you're just feeling worn down in your spirit. This does have to do with career. It does have to do with travel, and it also does have to do with, how inspired you are. Your situation that you might be in that may be making you feel kind of stagnant, or like you're moving slower than you would like to be, might be trying to bring something else to your attention. So try to see if there is anything that can spark your inspiration, or a new perception or concept, right, for you. Scorpio, this is your card for the first week of September. What do we have for you? The Fool. So this is Uranus, right? You could be dealing with an Aquarius, or you could be dealing with a Libra, or you could be dealing with an Aries for sure. So this is kind of like things being shaken up, right? Uranus definitely changes things. It's radical change. So someone may you know, you might be feeling like a big change coming, right? You might be feeling like there's a risk that you might be willing to take, or there might even be a risk that you might be forced to take, because Uranus does not actually ask for what it comes along and changes. It just does it. You know what I mean? So this is actually probably going to be a breath of fresh air for you, and it's going to give you a way to start over or start fresh or start clean, because it definitely is talking about beginning something, right? Starting clean, fresh, right? It's like, it's kind of like the easel is up and you don't even have the canvas on that thing yet, okay? But you're putting it up there. Sagittarius. Your card for the first week of September, you got Mars and Pisces. Okay, so this could be talking about emotional aggression, or this could be talking about passive aggressive behavior. This could also be talking about putting interest in something other than, you know, yourself, or other than that is going to benefit you. This could be for the benefit of you and someone else, or you and a lot of people. This could be like you giving your time to a, you know, something philanthropic perhaps, or this could be you kind of like offering your skill, or something like that, to provide, you know, nurturing, or like, you know, just love, showing your love to someone. This could even be your feeling of love, or, you know, initiating actions based on a feeling that you have towards someone, right? So they can recognize how you feel. Capricorn, this is your card for the first week of September. Ah, you got your card, Queen of Discs. Okay, so Capricorn, your ruling planet Saturn is definitely at home right now, in your home, in your house, with Pluto. And those are both planets of power. And someone is screaming, honey, so you know how Capricorn is. That's also the devil energy. But this is the matriarch, so this could be you providing a level of attention to something, offering, you know, your hand, you know, helping out with the situation to provide, you know, someone with the nurturing that they need. You could be also helping someone with a project, you know, kind of like making it better, bringing it to a level of quality that can really be truly appreciated by others, right? Because you're very good at sort of like ironing things out for other people so they can get, you know, something from it. And this could be even you might even be feeling like you're experiencing some kind of gain. Aquarius, let's see what your card is for the first week of September. What'd you get? You got the Five of Wands. So this could be talking about some competition. This could be talking about, you know, a need for attention, or a need for your point of view to be seen, perhaps. This is talking about the ego going against other egos. So this could be a company, this could be an institution, or this could be a place of business where it's getting kind of competitive, or maybe people aren't seeing eye to eye, or this could just have to do with some, you know, level of respect that is not being felt, right? That is a level of respect that's not being given. This is also kind of like, you know, a dog eat dog kind of situation, where other people might just be trying to get the same thing, you know, and are willing to do anything to get that thing that everyone is competing for. This could be also space. Someone could be competing for space, definitely. Pisces, this is your card for the first week of September. Ooh, you got the Ace of Swords. So this is either truth or lies, or truth and lies. This is the awareness of something that's been known, or maybe you now know something. Or maybe you're at the beginning stage of clearing something out, right? Maybe you're clearing your head, maybe you're clearing out, you know, some kind of confusion, or maybe you're communicating, you're starting to communicate something. Or maybe this could also be cutting something off. You might be cutting communication with someone, or this could just be you really expressing a clear point of view to someone so that they understand where you stand, or where, you know, what you think, you know, because this is actually probably a question as well, you know what I mean? What is the question that you might be asking, or what is the question that you would like to ask? You know, it's also talking about fairness as well. And to close it out, which is actually very appropriate, at the bottom of the deck, because a friend suggested that this is something that, you know, readers do, read the bottom of the deck last. Sometimes I read it first. It's the Queen of Swords. It's Libra, right? and it's talking about truth, it's talking about justice, it's also talking about open levels of communication, right? Even if it's something that we disagree with, or even if it's something, you know, a point of view that you don't maybe adhere to, right, in your mind or your philosophies, right, you can still graciously respect that other opinion. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when I was walking down the street today, I saw someone with the Trump hat on, but it was like near 59th Street in Columbus Circle, which is kind of like, you know, that's all like a lot of Trump stuff over there. Anyway, I was like, oh, you know, he's got his hat on. Whatever. I'm not going to judge him for it. But yeah, you know, that's kind of like the Queen of Swords energy, and it's also talking about us thinking about business too. The Queen of Swords is also, you know, the creative mind, and it's like the instinct to create. And, you know, the Queen of Swords is related to the Empress, right? Because the Empress rules all of the queens. And then the queens are definitely related to the threes because all of the threes are ruled by the Empress. You know, so it's talking about a process of art form, right, that is being expressed, right? And it's kind of willfully, but it's in a different way than an Aries would do it. It's the way that a Libra would do it, you know. It's kind of like very graceful. It's not as impatient, you know, as the Justice card might be. She is kind of like the Justice card, but she's a softer kind of energy than that. Although stern, she can be very stern. It's the clarity that seems to be stern, and that sword is definitely related to the Ace of Swords that Pisces got. So 12th house people, if you have sun there could be some truths that you might be having in terms of like what you want to create or what you want to express.